Hello, my friends of the world. Today I'm going to share with you what my greatest hope for you is. And I'll go through three specific categories. The first one is how you can make more money in your business or career. Second one is why you should travel more. And the third one is why you should inspire people with your story, whether writing a book or giving a speech or however you want to express your story. So I just celebrated an anniversary last Saturday where I've been out in California for 17 years. I got on a plane on May 6th, 2000 from New York City, where I was born and raised, and got on a plane not knowing what would happen, not knowing if my dreams would be possible, not knowing what would be transpiring with my life. And like most things, you don't gain courage by just thinking about things and wondering what would happen if you did things. You gain courage from just doing things that you're afraid of. And so as much as I was afraid of stepping on that plane May 6, 2000 from New York City, not knowing many people in San Francisco where I moved to first, not having many friends, not having a girlfriend, not having all these support systems, and yet I still went out there because it was important for me. And when I meet people all the time, and I had a friend that actually just moved out to California last year, and it's funny that he's been telling me for the last 16 years that he wanted to move out here, and finally he did it last year, and I commend him. I mean, you might think, whoa, it took him 16 years. Well, frankly, most people in life don't have the courage to move out to where they want to live, or they don't have the courage to leave relationships, or they don't have the courage to write a book, travel the world, or start a company. And so the point is, the greatest hope that I have for all of you is that you focus on things that are meaningful for you. And the three categories that I'm going to stress is the fact that the greatest hope is this. I meet way too many people that hope for a better life, dream about a better life, desire for a better life, but they do nothing to take action toward that. Just like if I were to stay in New York City and not get on that plane, I wouldn't be living the life I live. And when I moved out of my home and moved out of New York City where I was born and raised, it was scary to leave my family and friends behind. It was scary to leave this comfort behind. I used to have a great job, at least on the surface, at American Express, where I used to do business strategy, where essentially I would create these executive level sales presentations for our largest clients like IBM and Pfizer, Microsoft, which why when I left there I was able to be a consultant, a global consultant, to help other companies build out their businesses to global brands. Because if you work at a place like American Express, it really teaches you how to brand yourself and how to strategize at the highest levels. And so I share this all with you because I spoke about being reflective in a few videos prior to this one, and I just meet way too many people that aren't where they want to be, and they wonder why, and they're chasing this and chasing that. And one of the biggest reasons why they're not where they want to be is because first, they're not reflecting, and the second is, what the greatest hope I hope you all have is that I hope you stop waiting. I hope you stop waiting for that person to come into your life so that you can have the courage to start your own business. I hope you stop waiting for that girlfriend or boyfriend that doesn't want to go with you on a trip. I hope you stop waiting for anyone to give you that permission to do what you want to do. I firmly believe that you all have an internal compass in yourself, and you know what you want to do. It's just that you're afraid to do what you want to do. And trust me when I say it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me to move out of New York City, where I sold my apartment, my first apartment, which I bought when I was 24 in a luxury high-rise on the 18th floor. It wasn't easy for me to talk to my parents about moving out here. It wasn't easy for me to tell all my friends why I was moving there, and a lot of them questioned what I did, and some of them were envious. It wasn't easy to rip out essentially my roots in New York City and come out to San Francisco first and then LA. You know, all these things were not easy, but this is the reason why most people don't succeed, because they want to have the success but not sacrifice to get there. And so the greatest hope for you, as I said to you, is I hope you just stop waiting, because you're going to wait a lifetime and your dreams will never come. I always almost want to laugh when I hear people that talk about The Secret and the laws of attraction, and I believe in the laws of attraction, but I also believe in action. And when you take action, that's when you attract your success. Because if you're just sitting at home reading your book and hoping that you're going to attract that hot girl, hot guy, that job, that business, that book, you're going to be waiting a lifetime. But if you take action, yeah, that's when you're going to start attracting more things. So I really hope that all of you take some time to reflect on your life. Take some time to think about what you really, really want, not what society tells you you should do, not what your boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, father, your dog, your cat. I really hope you take some time to reflect on what you want and know that stop waiting, because you really will wait a lifetime. I mean, as I said before, I've been out here for 17 years now in California, 1 year in the Bay Area and 16 in LA, and I have a friend that just moved out here last year, and it took him 16 years, and a lot of people might say, well, why did it take him that long? Well, I ask you the same question. Why are you taking so long to pursue your dreams? Why are you not starting a company that you want to start? Why are you not taking that trip that you want to take? Why aren't you not living the healthiest life that you're living? Why aren't you doing a lot of things that you say you want to do, right? And so when you start moving toward your dreams, it's almost as if like you're in a car, sitting at the driver's seat, staring out in front of you, looking at the horizons, all excited, like, oh my gosh, I want to move forward. And you're dreaming about it, you're thinking about it, you're hoping for it, you're reading your book. But guess what? Until you press on the pedal, you're never going to move forward. And so I just hope and encourage that all of you stop waiting for someone to come into your life, because that person you're waiting for is staring at you in the mirror. And when you start moving toward your dreams, that's when things happen. And I'll give you specific examples, right? Like if you say you want to make more money and you want to start your own company, we are literally living in the most unprecedented time in human history. And I stress this over and over and over and over again. And I'll give you a very quick history lesson. For 165,000 years, we were primarily hunter and gatherers. And then about 10,000 years ago, there's a place called the Fertile Crescent where we started farming and having more of a subsistence and an agricultural lifestyle. And then the last few thousand years, you had the royalties that primarily own most of the wealth. The last few hundred years, you had the Rothschilds and the Carnegies and the Rockefellers. The last few decades, you had a lot of the corporations. But it's really in the last 20 plus years with the internet, and really the last 10 years with the advent of all these different social channels, including Facebook Live, where it's insane that if you say you want to make money, you want to make 10, 20, 50, $100,000 a month or a year. I mean, I was shocked, frankly, when I started my program, my GPS program, just 5-6 months ago, where I was making already five digits in just like the first 2 months just based on Facebook Lives. And for those of you who are not in business, for you to make any money online with zero advertising dollars, it's insane. So I encourage you all, if you want to start a business, now has never been a better time to start a business, because at the core, business is all about solving problems. When someone hires me to speak on networking or building strong business relationships, they're hiring me because I'm offering a solution for their problem. If let's say I have realtors that want to find more buyers for their $1 million home, and I tell them exactly where to find these events, how do you research these events, how do you follow up with them, how do you communicate with them, how do you engage with them, how do you close more clients, I'm giving them a solution for someone's problem. And so for those of you who want to make more money, do better in your life, you have to stop thinking about it and just start doing it. Start watching more videos, start cutting away these excuses that you have, and especially the people in your life will either be junk food or whole food, because they really do feed you. This is why I'm so critical and selective with people that I meet and congregate with, and the friends that I consider friends, not the people I meet at speeches, though I'm very grateful when someone meets me at a speech and they say, wow, Chris is a friend of mine. I'm like, dude, I just met you for 5 minutes, you call me a friend. But the friends that I actually consider friends, they will tell you, and they laugh a lot, and though I wrote a book about networking and I speak all around the world, I really prefer to be on my own. I'm an introvert, and I only am extroverted when I feel like I have to share something of value, because if I'm not sharing something of value, what the hell is the point of speaking? I just don't see any value in it. So I want you all to remember this, because at the core, I just find it very sad when I meet friends, colleagues, coworkers. Well, I don't have any coworkers right now, but people on my team. I just find it really sad when they're always saying, oh, I'll write a book when I have more time, or I'll travel when I find someone to go with me, or I will start a business when I have more confidence in myself. And I'm like, that's not how life works. Life has happened. You know, the opportunities you get are now. And here are 2.5 million reasons why you should start now. 2.5 people passed away last year, according to CDC, the Center for Disease and Control in the United States. And so if you factor that over on a global scale, there's 7.4 billion people or so. So just say there's like 10 to 20 million people who pass away every year. If 2.5 million die in just the United States, we still have about 330 million people. I mean, just imagine tens of millions of people every year pass away. And so how many of those people wished and hoped and dreamed and desired their life to be different? And so if you're living, if you're breathing, if you're watching this video, you're ready to pursue your dreams. Now let's get very tactical. Let's say you're at a job you hate. Let's say when I was at American Express, I wasn't really a fan of that job. So every morning I'd get on the train station from my place in Forest Hills to downtown where I used to work at 40 Wall Street. And every day I would have this binder where I started jotting down notes for my book. Whether I wrote notes in that book for that binder of notes for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I made a commitment to myself to make sure I write every day because that book was my dream. My dream of being a publisher, my dream of being a book author, my dream of coming out to California, my dream of being a speaker, my dream of being an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the point is just do it. So stop making excuses about, oh, you don't have time or money, because at the core, it really comes down to three very specific things of why you're not pursuing your dreams. And this is the thing. It comes down to passion, interest, and commitment. We'll start with interest first. Interest is something that all of us can say, yeah, I'm interested in taking walks. Yeah, I'm interested in reading books. Yeah, I'm interested in learning more, right? That's interest. Passion is a little bit more deep, where you're passionate about, let's say, helping people. When you meet someone, let's say I was mentoring some students last night at a homeless shelter, the largest one of its kind in all of the US, where I created a homeless youth program called Mondays of the Mission, where we've had over close to 300 speakers from 36 countries from over 100 different careers. And so, I am very passionate about serving other people. But lastly, what I find most lacking in people is commitment. Commitment is when you drive your core values down into the bedrock of what you believe in. And as an analogy, you might be interested in serving, you might be passionate about serving, but when you're committed, you do it regardless of how you feel. I remember an actress I knew, her name is Keiko Agena. She was in a show called Gilmore Girls back in the day, and I don't know if she quoted this, but she just said that amateurs do it when they feel like it, professionals do it regardless of how they feel. And I'll say it again, amateurs do it when they feel like it, and professionals do it regardless of how they feel. And so when you look at your life, are you going to be that firefighter that just runs into the home to save someone without thinking about it because you're committed? If you're a doctor, you're not going to think about going into the emergency room because you want to save lives. If you're a parent, you don't think about what you want or don't want to do. If your 2-year-old kid wakes up at night crying, you're committed to this kid. So for all of you that want to succeed more, you have to commit yourself to what you really feel passionate about. So in my case, if I'm committing myself to serve my clients, if I'm committing myself to speaking, I remember when I flew back from Palestine and Israel last year, one of the most inspiring and depressing trips of my life. It took like 20 plus hours to go from, I think I went from Tel Aviv to Germany back to the United States, and I didn't get many hours of sleep. I had crazy jet lag, but then the very next morning I gave a speech at a Wall Street conference at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Beverly Hills. Now, no one in the audience knew that I was tired, I had jet lag, because it didn't matter. I'm not interested in speaking, I'm not passionate about speaking, I'm committed to speaking so that I can serve other people, and all of you have a gift, all of you have a service, all of you have things that you're very passionate about. But more importantly, what are you committed to? Because when you're committed to something, that's when you'll do things. And that's kind of why when I see people that are